Welcome back on Life's Reflections. Today we want to talk about the big ideas. And we want to talk about not giving up on your good idea. Today we are going to have our usual guest, Quinton, joining us because he participated in the development of the story that we are going to share about. My wife and I, we wanted to set up a chicken house at home to keep some chickens so that we can have some chickens laying eggs at home for our son. Our son loves eating eggs in the morning. I remember we had some plastic eggs on the Ugandan market.
True.
And we did not want our son to think that, oh well, eggs just appear from nowhere. So we got the concept and the idea of having a chicken house, small chicken house, where you can keep some hens to lay some eggs, and he loves chasing birds around. Whenever we come to yours, you can see always how he runs around chasing the ducklings, the chickens, and the turkeys.
Yeah.
So when we got this idea, I have no skill in carpentry. Oh, my Muganda Mamba princess. carpentry is not something she even has an idea about. But we were determined. So I remember we shared with you and Lillian that we really want to do a chicken house. We had asked a carpenter who lives just nearby us to help us do something. And the work was not pleasant at all. But I remember when we shared with you, you were able to help us, and you encouraged us by giving us, I remember you gave us the pallets, you gave us the wire mesh, and that pushed us to buy the hammer, to buy the nails, to buy the hinges, to buy the logs that we needed. And today, Isaac will get us a picture of the chicken house. We have a chicken house, we have a chicken we are rearing, and we have all these eggs that we are able to get from home without buying from the market. The question I want to ask you, Quinton, to share with us, what do you do when you have a good idea, an exciting idea, but you may not have the skill, you may not have the resources to go about with that idea? What do you do?
Thank you, Laston. First and foremost, I would like to tell you or to inform you that in most cases, it is always good to start with what you have. Yeah? You start with what you have.
Well, some people say I have nothing. I have nothing.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, that's what they say, but the word nothing is relative. Yeah, you can't say you have nothing by the mere fact that you have an idea. That is something.
So it begins with the idea itself.
It begins with the idea. When you have the ideas, then you will find a way of getting the ideas done. Now that is something. If you hadn't got the idea of maybe taking care of the chicken, you wouldn't have asked me about the whereabouts of construction of a chicken house. But because you had the idea, literally that is the first thing you have.
You know, I read a scripture in Exodus 35:35. It's a story about how God instructed the children of Israel to construct a tabernacle, the Ark of the Covenant. And it talks about how God gave them skills, how God gave them the craftsmanship to do this kind of work. And I've always believed that each one of us has a particular set of skills, a particular set of talents. You're good at something, and maybe good at something which another person is not good at. So when I'm exploring those areas where I have an idea, but I don't have the excellent skill at it, how do you usually go about that? I know you're quite an adventurous person.
You see, we all have hidden skills, hidden talents. But as I told you, first you have to come out. You have to come out. Now, when you come out to people, for example, if I know that Laston is good at A, yeah, I will come to Laston and inquire. You understand?
So people get the right people. I have learned to call them destiny helpers. I want to do something like today. When we developed the idea, when I developed the idea of doing some videos for the YouTube channel, I reached out to my partner in crime Isaac, who is behind that camera, and he was able to really just support us all the way. I think you relate with me when I talk about even the support when we had the incident when the car ran out of fuel.
Exactly.
The car ran out of fuel and he was supporting by not helping.
By not pushing. That one I remember very well.
Yes.
But he was throwing some annoying words that kept some of us to push.
Yes.
Yeah? So he was encouraging us. He was giving us poor morale. I remember.
But in terms of the destiny, the people you get required for.
Yeah.
But for you in the business venture, I know you are an IT person. You do networking,
Yeah.
but you also venturing into other businesses. How are you exploring those big ideas without giving up on them when you don't have enough resources? You're a fellow young man, a fellow young husband, a fellow young father, but you're dreaming big. How are you going about those big ideas?
One thing I believe in is that whichever person we talk about, those people that have made it in life, in terms of wealth, they had to risk. They had to risk particular resources to get there. I believe in risking everything I have, and I also believe in, you see, when you have an idea, you may be surprised when there are other 4 or 5 people who had the idea, but they didn't have the will. You understand? So when you have the will,
They say where there is a will, there is a way.
a way, exactly. So if we have the will, then through you, we can put something to life. You understand? And the only way we can come together, you're good at the Bible. In the Bible, there is until two people are in agreement.
Yes. Joel actually is in the book of Joel. Can two people walk together unless they have it?
Exactly. So if you have the idea, Isaac has the idea, Ed has the idea, but you do not have the will. Here I come. I have the similar idea, but with the will, the zeal to do it. You
I
understand?
had the idea to do live reflections. I didn't have the equipment which Isaac had.
Isaac had the equipment, but he didn't have the idea you have. Or maybe he had it, but he's a busy man. Driving him to leave whatever he's doing.
Working at his expensive,
Exactly.
expensive supermarket
Store.
Yes.
So he decides to leave his store because your dream and your idea and his idea are the same.
They support each
They
other.
support each other. The difference is you have the will. So it is that will that drove Isaac to come and join you so that you make this.
Thank you so much, Quinton. Friends, we want to encourage you. Don't give up on your big idea. We have received everything that concerns life and godliness, his skills, his talents, and you can always create the social capital. Quinton is calling it reaching out to the people, other people who have the same idea. You can create the social capital, you can become destiny helpers that are able to help you achieve what you want to achieve in life. Jesus had 12 disciples. He had a mission in life, and he was able to get 12 other men with whom he called to be with him, nurtured them, and then send them out in the world. Today, we are a product of the gospel of 12 men, and there are so many other stories in the Bible where you see other men influencing other men to join them in the idea. Abraham had 318 men whom he influenced to go and fight and to rescue his nephew Lot. So don't give up on your big idea, and we hope to see you on our next conversation on Life's Reflection.